All right, get ready for lesson 3 of Learn Hebrew with me, but one quick rabbit trail. Okay, this is one thing that we are going to cover a little bit in the Hebrew lessons because it will come into play in some areas. So each letter in the Hebrew alphabet has a corresponding number value. The English language does not do that. All right, so here is the whole alphabet, the Hebrew alphabet, with its corresponding number value. I will put a link to this below the video so that you can pull this up and print your own if you want to. We won't per se completely memorize this, but it will come into play in some areas of your Hebrew, especially if you are a Bible study student. So like we are working on the Bet. So you can see like we're working on the Bet, and it has a number value of a 2. And you look all the way down at the Shin, and it has a number value of 300, and the Tav has a value of 400. All right, and this is another chart that I will link down below for you. And this one shows what the original letter looked like in like Paleo Hebrew. It was like a little drawing. And then each letter itself had a meaning. So not only did words have a meaning in Hebrew, each separate letter also has its own meaning, which gets really in depth when you start studying the Bible that way. Last lesson, remember we learned the Bet, and this is what it would have originally looked like drawn. That would be pretty hard. And then it means house, inn. Okay. And we also learned the Shin. That's what it looked like originally. And it means eat, consume, or destroy. And then the Tav looks like a cross, and it means mark, sign, or covenant. Now the letter Shin has a lot bigger meaning there than what is listed, especially if you're a Bible student. Among other things, it is associated with the Vulcan hand signal. You might know about that. I'll put a link below for my blog post where I explain all of that. Make sure you go check that out. All right, on this chart, we've got our Bet over here, the way it was written in Paleo, and ancient writing. And then the letter name, what this sound has, its value, numerical value, and the meaning. House, temple, tabernacle, inn, tent, body, dwelling, universe. So definitely I'll put the link to these below, and you can print this out and put a copy of this maybe in the front of your notebook or whatever where you're learning. Also, we can look at our letter Shin, Paleo, ancient, the number, and it means consume and destroy. Went over that one. And lastly, the Tav again, the 400, and it means cross, covenant, truth, perfection, sign, ownership, and seal. Now, in lesson 2, this book starts from the beginning of the alphabet, and we're going to do the first 5 letters. But luckily, we already know one of them, right? The Bet. So we're going to learn Aleph, Bet, this is Vet, Gimel, and Dalet. All right, the very first letter in the Hebrew alphabet is the Aleph. It's a silent letter. It doesn't make any sound on its own. All right, and then we did the Bet, as makes the B sound. All right, that same letter without the dot in the middle makes a V sound, as in vine. All right, and then this one is Gimel, and it says G, as in girl. Hi, my baby girl is talking to y'all. And then the last one we're going to learn for this week is Dalet. Makes the D sound, as in door. Okay. All right, we see here the letter Aleph is a silent letter. When it appears with a vowel under it, you simply just pronounce the vowel. When it appears without a vowel, you do not pronounce it at all. So this example is given. Here's the Aleph letter with the vowel sound ah underneath it. So this basically says nothing, and you pronounce the vowel underneath it. Ah. This is the dalet, makes the d sound. So you could say this word sounds like odd, even though that's not how you say odd in Hebrew. They're just using English words to help you. And then the other one we have is, this is the shin letter, sh, and the letter vowel ah. And then there's the Aleph. Doesn't say anything because there's no vowel signature underneath it. No vowel sound at all, so it's just shaw. Practice these new letters some more before we go on. Okay, that's the Aleph. It doesn't make any sound by itself unless it has a vowel signature underneath here, so nothing. We've learned b, the letter bet, excuse me. V, the letter vet, and then g, gimel, and duh. Again, that's no sound. B, v, g, duh. We're going to go ahead and learn to write some of these newer letters before we go on. The Aleph is made with a diagonal line this way, and then you put a short stick line on that side of it and another stick line to prop it up on this side. So it ends up looking like that. All right, let's practice that. They have one done for us here. These little boxes are so cool on this practice paper. Remember, I'll have the link below so that you can pull these up for yourself and print them off. All right, so basically draw a line from one end of the box to the other that way, and then this line kind of sits on the top of it here, and this one kind of sits on the top of it there. So like that. So one diagonal line, and then sit this on top of there, and this on top on the bottom. Some people will do it like this, where they will draw the line down and go along the line up a little bit and then make the line come down. That looks really bad. Okay, let's try it again. Diagonal line, down and up. More like that. Looks like a spider. Next one, I'm just going to keep going to two separate lines like that to make the Aleph. Remember, we can't practice a sound with it because it doesn't really have one unless there's a vowel with it. So just keep going and finish that line of Alephs. Okay, did you finish yours? Let's see how your line looks, and then let's pick a pretty one. Mine are kind of sad. I think I like this one and this one. So pick a couple of yours that you can go with and practice with from here on out to strive for. All right, we're not going to work on the vet letter just yet. Just know that it is just like the bet. You just leave the dot out of it. So it's the cross and down with a little foundation base on it. No dot. Makes the V sound. We're going to go on to the new one, the gimel. So it looks really fancy when they print it in a book, but it's not too hard. You just do a little line across, and then there's a diagonal line down, and then it has a little leg to support it. So we'll try that one on our paper. All right, starting on the line that has the gimel letter on it, the G sound. Let's try that. So it was a cross, diagonal line down, and then put a little leg on it to hold it up. Cross, down, the little leg. Remember to say your sound now as we're learning this one. G. 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 I like this one. It kind of flows easier. G. G. Keep going. Finish that line. All right, how'd you do? Your whole line of gimels. All right, ooh, okay, pick one. I like this one. Maybe this one. All right, and now we're going to learn to write the dalet. Makes the D sound. Ooh, it's easy, look. Cross, straight line across, and then one line down. All right, let's start here. You go, it's a straight line across and then down. It doesn't really come all the way. You don't want to put your line all the way at the end of the letter. It's kind of has a little part that sticks out on there. Can't really see my line because of the other lines. Like that. D, 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 D. Keep going. Okay, if you have your whole entire line of dalets done, let's see, find some neat ones that you can refer back to. It's the correct way to do it. Okay, all right, so let's start on your other regular paper of some kind, either graph paper or notebook paper. And we're gonna work on these letters that we've learned. So we've learned the aleph today. So write one of those up there. We're working on the bet with the dot and the vet with no dot. And then the gimel, it's like this, g, and the dalet. Just a straight line down with the leg on it. All right. If you want to, you could make, put your little sound up here. There's no sound on that one. B, V, G, and D as little reminders. Oh, and also last week we learned the little ah sound and the ah sound underneath the letters. Okay, for our next practice exercise, we're going to take each of our consonants and pair it up with our vowels. So we start with our bet. I'm going to write the bet first, and then put the little, looks like a tiny T symbol for the ah vowel sound, and then make another one with the little dash. So this is, both of these make the ba-ah sound. So finish out that row with all of those, repeat that. And then we'll just take the next one, which is your vet. It's going to make the sound va when we put it with the vowel. So make your vet with the ah, vet with the ah. Oh, look what I did. I put the dot in there and it's not supposed to be there. I don't have any white out, so I'm going to make flowers out of that one. Oh, flowers. It kind of looks like a fish instead of flowers. Whatever. Let's try that again. Making the sound va-ah. Make your vet, no dot, with the ah sound. Vet, ah, va. So make a whole row of that one. The next one we have is your gimel, g. So write your sound over there that we're making, the g, ah, ga. Gimel with the ah, and gimel with the other ah. Make a whole row of those. Okay, what's next? The dalet makes the d. So write your sound on your side of your paper there, d, ah. Make your dalet, d, ah, d, ah. And then make a whole row of those. All right, and we'll go back and do some with our aleph. Remember, the aleph letter does not make a sound. It makes the sound of whatever's underneath. So you just need to make the aleph letter and then the two different symbols that we've learned for the ah vowel sound underneath, alternately across. And then there we have your entire page of practice for today. Nice job!